Hey, what's up guys? Brad with Squared Away Every Day, and today we're going to be talking about why the Tesla Model Y Performance is the absolute best valued EV on the market, hands down, and this is my personal vehicle, so this isn't like one of those things where it's some bravado thing to where I think it's the best because I own it. No, if it was crap, I would tell you so, but let's kind of hop into it. If you haven't had a chance yet, please go ahead and like the video if you end up digging it, sub to the channel, and let's just talk about it. All right, so when we talk about the Model Y, we really are talking about a vehicle that's just feature-packed as far as an electric vehicle goes, and it's just highly practical. This really could be the very best daily driver you could buy if you're looking for a daily driver. And when we talk about the value of the vehicle, I personally think that there's no other vehicle that can beat it currently as of February 2022. Now, the Model Y specifically has a really good amount of utility space. The back end has a great cargo area. You've got the frunk for just things that you would maybe keep in the vehicle frequently that maybe you don't have to access often, but you want it to be secure. And then we have a cabin that lends itself well to even a family of four, say 2 kids and 2 adults. It will be fine for something like that. Now, not only that, the car is fast and it's fun to drive. We've got a car that goes 0 to 60 in 3.5 seconds, which is really, really respectable for the sized vehicle that it is. And aside from that, we've got a car that's safer than a Volvo. So it's quick, it's safe, it's got a lot of utility space for the size that it is, it's got a great cabin size, and it's relatively comfortable to drive in on the day-to-day. Okay, so let me tell you where I'm at with my current stable of vehicles and what I'm thinking personally for if I actually wanted to get rid of this Model Y in the first place. And here's where I'm at. I currently have this Model Y Performance, I've got a Model S Plaid, I just sold a Model 3 Performance, and so that's what I'm kind of sitting on as far as my electric vehicle lineup goes. Now, like everybody and their mother, I've got a Cybertruck on the way, I've got a Hummer EV on the way, if those two are ever actually going to come out and be a real thing, hopefully, right? That'd be awesome. But really, I have a Model X Plaid that is on order that's supposed to be here in October. It's currently February, and so I'm trying to decide if the Model X is really going to provide that much more value for me to even justify buying the car in the first place. And so when I start to break that down, and we are going to get on to other cars here, but when I start to break that down, when you talk about the clearance from the Model Y to the X, it's negligible. You don't really have that much more ride height from the Y to the X in general. When we talk about the seated position from the Y to the X, again, it's negligible. Maybe an inch, maybe an inch and a half. Really, it's pretty much the same ride height in terms of where your seated position is in the car. When we talk about the speed of the car, yes, it is faster, but not like, no, it is pretty fast. I think it's like a 2.4 second 0 to 60 on the X, and that's great. This is a 3.5. When we talk about the suspension, yes, the suspension is going to be a little bit better. The seats are going to have a little bit nicer leather. You're going to have a little bit better sound quality inside of the Model X Plaid. But here's the question. Is it actually worth $60,000 or $70,000 more than the Model Y Performance? And in my opinion, personally speaking, it's just not. The Model Y Performance is going to do pretty much everything that the X is going to do, but it's doing it for $60,000 or $70,000 cheaper. So when we talk about the Y compared to the X, there's no comparison there. The Y is much better value, just hands down. Now when we talk about the Model 3 is a great vehicle, the Performance Model 3, and I love that car, but the Model 3 is lacking in cabin space, it's lacking in utility space, and this will just beat that every time. So this beats it again, and it's just a very small price difference from the Model 3 to the Model Y Performance. And then we talk about other EV makers, and when we start to look at that, it's hard to compare. Now, Teslas in general are going to have a really good set of features on just Teslas across the board. In those features, I'm talking about autopilot, I'm talking about the regen braking or one-pedal driving, I'm talking about the trip planner that you've got for like cross-country trips, for planning that trip with superchargers and how much battery you're going to have when you get there and how long you'll be at the charger. I'm talking about the supercharger network itself that supports these Teslas. I'm talking about the screen that you've got in there and the ability to watch Netflix and Hulu and Disney Plus and all these other things. Teslas provide a lot of value in just the basic features that they provide for all of their cars. And so when we talk about all those features that are just in pretty much all the Teslas, and then we talk about the utility space and the cabin space and the ride position that you get, or the seated position I should say, coupled with how quick the car is, how safe the car is, really you're not going to be able to get a car that can even touch that for the same amount of money in any electric vehicle. And I'm really passionate about that because this particular Model Y Performance is just a fantastic value when you're talking just a daily driver. This is not going to be a car for you that's going to be super fun to drive like a, like a Lamborghini Gallardo or, like a McLaren 720S. It's not going to be that kind of car. But it is going to be a car that you can drive every day, that's going to be great in the snow. It's all-wheel drive, it's quick, it's safe, you can do anything in it. You can really do anything that you need to. Take a drive up to the mountains, you can put ski racks on it, you can put a bike rack on the back. I mean, there's so much stuff you can do with these cars. It really is kind of the best all-around EV you can buy currently as of 2022, and it is the best value in my humble opinion based off of the vehicles that I've owned. So that's just my 2 cents on it, guys. If you agree with me, comment down below on what you love about your Model Y Performance. If you disagree with me, comment down below and let me know what you hate about the Model Y Performance or what you think is going to be a better value for you in particular. Now, I have a video coming up on a thorough review of the Model Y Performance. I've had this particular vehicle, I don't know, maybe 6 months at this point, and I put about 4,000 or 5,000 miles on it, and I've got a good amount to say on it from an actual owner's perspective. So if you like that, please go ahead and give me a like, give me a sub, and we'll see you in the next one.